What's up, Malex Fam, and welcome back to another video, guys.
So, there's not too many videos that we're reacting to because it's not really like specific videos you're reacting to, it's just the whole concept. So I found one TikTok in defense, and then I went on Twitter and I was trying to find some of the screenshots of all the backlash. I think you and I have a little bit of different viewpoints on this.
We'll see.
So, let's see. So here is, so if you don't know, real quick, there is a live action Little Mermaid that is coming out next year. The actress that is playing Ariel is black, and there is a lot of backlash about it.
I think you and me ought to have a conversation about this. Well, folks, now we have it. Black elves, black dragon riders, and black mermaids to beat it all. And if you're thinking to yourself, I hate this, it's just not accurate, well, let me just say, these are fantasy creatures. Made up.
Right off the bat, my issue is the fact that with all this Disney, especially Disney lately, they've been on this super woke path, and if it was just the Black Mermaid, I'd be like, alright, cool, whatever. They're like people are drag. But it's everything on top of it.
What do you mean?
They've been doing a lot of this like woke, fit the status quo type thing, and then to make her a Black Mermaid, that's obviously deliberate.
Okay, let me stop you real quick. We very briefly touched on this in the car yesterday, and I said, no, let's save it, we're gonna do a video. This is coming out now.
Yeah.
So do you know how long ago it had to have been casted? Years ago. It was casted probably 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, and that's when they started doing this whole woke thing. Like, and it's not just Disney. Other companies are doing it too, where they just throw in a black person. You're like, oh yeah, now we got a black person as the main person, and you see it a lot.
Here's another question. If it has nothing to do with being woke, right? Here's 2 questions.
Okay.
First one is,
all right.
If it has nothing to do with being woke, and they went and they casted thousands of girls, and they just could not find the right fit, and they felt she was the right fit no matter what skin color she was.
Yeah, that's one thing. But they show a narrative constantly doing this to be inclusive and woke and things of that nature, which is why when I see this, I instantly think, all right, this isn't about they casted the best person. This is about they're trying to be the most woke.
So you feel that it's disingenuous?
Yeah, I feel like it's fake. I feel like it's like when it's like Pride Month and now magically all the companies start going, oh yeah, we support gay. But like, you guys weren't doing that any other time. And then when it's Black History Month, they do the same thing. Every time, it's not, it doesn't feel like they gave a shit at all. It feels like they're doing it because that's the cool thing to do now. Yeah.
But the fact that she's black you don't like, it's not like, you're like, it's a character, right? You're like, I don't,
well, yeah,
it's
a fake character, but in other situations, I would say I don't care that she's black. But in this situation, I say I do care because of everything behind it.
Okay,
like I feel like this is Disney we're talking about. They have access to millions of people that would have tried out for this role. They specifically chose a black woman.
Okay, so now
I feel it's very specific.
Here's my second. Obviously, I'm gonna go ahead and assume because I know you. Obviously, you feel like people of color should be in lead role. Like they should have these parts, right?
They should, but just make a new character for them. Why do they have to be taking over a character that has already existed? Right, we've known the Little Mermaid for how long? She's always been white, red hair. We've known tons of other characters. That's, to me, it's no different if they took a black character and made her white.
Characters, and you're mad because they added a skin color. Well, it's just not accurate to the original story. You didn't have a problem when they changed Jesus' skin color in the original story, so why are you up in arms about it this time? You know, being upset that a television show diversified its characters isn't very I don't see colors of you. Folks, I want to remind you that your words and feelings about this topic aren't just fueling the flames of systemic bigotry, but you're telling the black people in your life that they don't deserve representation. That by them simply existing alongside a white cast, the show has less value. And that is really, really hurtful. Much love.
I think of like, because like to me, like I don't care. I think it's insane the amount of backlash that it's receiving. And do you think it should be receiving all this backlash because white people are upset that the character is black?
Well, here's the thing.
Because you're going off a little bit different, right? Like the main thing is like people are upset because she's black because she's not white with red hair.
That's understandable from their point of view, and I can see that too.
If you're white?
It doesn't matter what race you are. It's like we grew up with this character being a certain way. Instead of them going, you know what, we messed up. We should have had more black characters. We should have had more Asian characters. We should have more whatever character. They said, forget all of that. We gave you a Black Mermaid now.
That's your view, right? So my view is, I think it's crazy that people are upset because it's not being authentic. It's like, what does it matter? You have a very talented girl who literally heard the singing in the trailer gave me goosebumps. She sounds amazing. But like, to me, I see it as, it's crazy that there's so much backlash over it. But I also see it as representation. There, like you said, there aren't many. And the only one is Tiana. The only princess is Tiana. So now the way I see it is all these young kids and these young girls that don't have any kind of representation, especially in Disney movies. And like they only have Tiana. And that was like a really big deal when that came out.
Yeah.
So now they're like, you go on TikTok and you see all these little girls blind reacting to it. And they're like excited that she's black. It's representation. And then now I think of Riley. This brings me back to like when I was pregnant and we have an American Girl store here. And we were walking past the American Girl store and it was like right after we found out she was a girl. And I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to get her an American Girl, you know?
Yeah.
And like I never had one when I was little, so I was like really excited to be having a girl and like all that kind of stuff. We walked past the display of the dolls and they were either white, black, or Spanish. There are no mixed characters, and it reminds me of that day.
You can make a great movie and just make the character black and represent a black life, but taking a character that's white, making her black, and saying, there's your representation, first of all, it seems half-assed, it seems disingenuous, like it just seems like you do it just to be like, shut the hell up. That's the feel I got. It was like, here's a black person, so shut the hell up.
But what if it had absolutely nothing to do with that? You feel like, even though, you know, because I mean, finding leave for these like princesses is a very long and tedious task.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
So you feel like they could have just found a white girl for it?
They definitely could have found a white girl. She's a great singer and I'm not taking anything away from her.
What if they really genuinely didn't? I'm just trying to get like...
Disney can hire literally anyone. There's very few people in the world that are turning down Disney. If Disney walked up in here and said, here's whatever amount of money we need you to do this role, most people are gonna take it.
But you still have to have the right voice, the right image, the right...
You can do the right voice, the right image. You can do all of that. It's not like it's not doable. Like I said, she's a great singer, but she's not the only singer. There's other singers in the world that are highly talented as well.
I mean, like I said, I understand where you're coming from, but then I see like these little girls that are like blind reacting to it and they're all excited and it literally is like makes me emotional. There should be representation.
Yes,
we're in a period where, like you said, they're kind of just laughing at it, I feel like.
Yeah, they are. They have been.
I mean, that wasn't my initial reaction. I mean, like I said, I understand where. But then I think of Riley and I'm like, okay, well, she's like little, so she doesn't know yet that that's what's happening. She would just see the movie and just see
the representation
part of it. Just like another little girl that's 30 years old, or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they won't see that. They'll see, oh my God, she looks like me. She has my skin color. Like,
here's where I get the whole disingenuous thing from. Think about back when for Kaepernick took a knee and he was standing up for black rights. No other company wanted to co-sign him. Nike co-signed him. The people were out in the street burning Nike. I didn't see Disney jump on that. I didn't see Disney go, we stand with him. No, every company let him out.
Because he did it before it was like the thing.
Exactly. But now it's the thing to do. Now every company's being like this, where they throw.
I think, I guess my best thing that I could think of, I don't know. It's like saying like when he took the knee, it was kind of like the turning point or the very first like starting point, and then over the years it's become like more and more, and now we've reached a period where it's like really trying to make a shift.
This is how black kids reacted to the new Little Mermaid being
Why?
Because
this is more so like me wanting to get your standpoint on it.
This is the kind of shit that I don't like.
Why?
Because first of all, like I said, it feels disingenuous.
Wait, so you don't like the kids reacting? That excited?
No, I do like that.
Oh.
But I feel like...
you didn't clarify.
No, so like I said, that's why I feel... But they'll take people being excited about it and make it seem like, we did the best thing ever. Make a black character. That's it. How about that? How about you make a black character and that's your... Why is that so different? Think about this. We've been alive. Well, you've been alive for 30 years older.
Don't do me like that. You'll be 30 in January.
You've been alive for 30 years and you can only name 2 black
characters. Yeah, one of them is a movie I didn't even see, and I don't think the movie is any. Like, he's just... Because, like, The Princess and the Frog, it was literally, like, about her being black. Like, half the story, you know what I mean? Like, Soul is just, like, I think he was just a black character, to my knowledge. But, like, why can't we have more... Like, where is more of that? You don't need to have a story that has to do about being black. Like, you can just have the character be black.
You know what this reminds me of?
Like, you could have had the movie in Inside Out, like the little girl Riley, you could have just had her be black. You know
Or
what I mean?
any
Like, you just
race.
have
You
to
can be
have her
any race. And even that, like, watch. I'm telling you, take the time and just go over and review. Like, look at the black character. It's just one black character, whatever. Usually a cast of white people, and he's usually the butt of the joke.
I miss like the old 90s sitcoms.
But that's what I'm saying.
I
Like,
miss
just
them.
make a new character, man.
What was it? Family Matter? Lit.
Yeah.
That was a great show.
You can.
That's
do,
So Raven. Great show.
Yeah. So you see what I mean? You can clearly do it. So why is it that we haven't got a new That's So Raven? All they do is they'll take it and rehash it and be like, we gave it to
They
you.
did rehash. They literally did a reboot of That's So Raven.
Yeah, and it always feels like, we just gave it to
Right.
you. Alright guys, so let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. With that, we are out of here.